Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel The War Diary. Please subscribe and like my videos because today we are going to uncover a dramatic and intense story that is reshaping the way we think about modern warfare. From Kyiv to the Kremlin, a drone offensive has ignited Moscow, sending shockwaves across the region and across the world. This is not just another headline, this is the next chapter in a conflict that has already rewritten history books. As the war enters this new technological phase, we must break it down layer by layer, look at what is happening on the exterior, peek inside at the interior strategies, analyze the performance of these weapons, question their safety features, point out their unique selling points, estimate the costs involved, and finally reflect on what it all means for the future. The exterior of this story is the most visible and the most dramatic. A city once considered impenetrable, Moscow, with its skyline lit up by the glittering Kremlin and the monumental Red Square, suddenly finds itself under siege not by tanks or missiles but by buzzing swarms of drones. The skies that were once thought to be heavily fortified with anti-air systems are now vulnerable to tiny, hard-to-detect and low-cost aerial weapons. Videos emerge showing fireballs lighting up the night sky, apartment windows shattering, and sirens echoing through streets where ordinary Russians never imagined war would touch. The exterior is chaos, and that chaos sends a message. The battlefield is no longer contained within Ukraine's borders. It is carried right into the heart of the Russian capital. Moscow's residents, who thought distance shielded them, are now waking up to the same fear and uncertainty that Ukrainians have faced for more than 2 years. But let's move into the interior, because the inside story is where the real complexity lies, and this requires a bigger, deeper analysis. Inside Ukraine's war rooms, strategists are recalibrating everything. They are combining traditional battlefield tactics with the newest waves of artificial intelligence and drone technology. The interior planning shows how Ukraine has evolved from being a state defending itself with old Soviet weapons to becoming a laboratory of 21st century combat innovation. Engineers, coders, and drone enthusiasts who once used their skills for civilian projects are now part of a shadow army building drones in workshops, garages, and factories. The drones are not just machines. They are symbols of resistance and adaptation. On the interior, Moscow's defenses look brittle. Anti-air batteries built to intercept large missiles are struggling to detect small, low-flying drones that cost a fraction of the rockets designed to shoot them down. Internally, Russia faces the embarrassment of admitting that its capital, a symbol of power and strength, is vulnerable to weapons that sometimes cost no more than a family car. Inside both nations, political calculations shift. For Kyiv, this interior view means morale rises. For Moscow, it means internal cracks grow deeper, as citizens question the invincibility of the Kremlin's promises. The interior is not just about weapons. It's about the psychology of modern war, where fear can spread faster than fire. Now, let's break down the performance. These drones are showing a performance level that goes beyond expectation. Small, silent, and agile, they penetrate air defense layers designed for Cold War-era threats. Performance is measured not just in destruction but in the impact per dollar. For every expensive missile Russia fires at them, Ukraine spends a fraction to launch one. That cost-effectiveness makes performance unbeatable. Their accuracy, when guided by GPS and sometimes by AI-enhanced navigation, has proven devastating. Warehouses explode, fuel depots burn, and military installations that were once untouchable are now vulnerable. In terms of endurance, some of these drones travel hundreds of kilometers, flying under radar, using the terrain to mask their presence and hitting their target with surprising precision. Performance here is not about size or strength, but about adaptability, flexibility, and creativity. It is David against Goliath in mechanical form, and David is landing blows inside the giant's own home. When it comes to safety features, this story takes a chilling twist. Traditional weapons have clear and established safety protocols, but drones blur those lines. On one side, Ukraine uses drones to reduce the risk to its soldiers, keeping human pilots out of harm's way. That is their biggest safety feature. Machines take the risks instead of men. On the other hand, for civilians in Moscow or Kyiv, drones carry terror because they can appear without warning. Safety features like safe landings, self-destruction systems, or limited payloads do exist, but in the fog of war, safety is a secondary concern. In the interior planning of Ukraine, safety means precision targeting to reduce collateral damage. In Russia's view, safety means bolstering defenses to protect citizens, but as these drones fly overhead, the boundary between safe and unsafe vanishes. The only certainty is uncertainty. The unique selling points of these drones are undeniable, and this is why they have become the centerpiece of the conflict. First, their affordability. For the cost of one Russian missile, Ukraine can build dozens of drones. Second, their stealth. Their small size and low heat signatures make them nearly invisible to radar. Third, their versatility. They can be modified to carry explosives, surveillance cameras, or electronic warfare equipment. Fourth, their psychological impact. The knowledge that a buzzing sound in the sky could mean disaster is a weapon all by itself. Fifth, their scalability. They can be deployed in swarms, overwhelming defenses in a way traditional missiles never could. This combination makes them not just tools of war but game changers in the evolution of modern conflict. Now, let's look at price, because wars are not only fought with weapons, they are fought with wallets. Ukraine's drone programs rely on both domestic innovation and international support. Some drones cost as little as a few $1,000s. Others, more advanced models, can range into hundreds of thousands. Still, compared to Russia's multimillion-dollar air defense systems, the cost-benefit ratio tilts heavily toward Ukraine. For Russia, each interception drains resources and exposes flaws. The price of rebuilding damaged fuel depots, repairing civilian infrastructure, and maintaining constant vigilance far outweighs the price Ukraine pays to launch these attacks. In economic terms, drones are a nightmare for the Kremlin because they shift the balance of cost, efficiency in favor of Kyiv. Finally, the conclusion brings all the pieces together. From the exterior firestorms lighting up Moscow's skies to the interior strategies unfolding in hidden war rooms, the drone offensive marks a turning point. The performance of these small machines has outclassed larger, more expensive weapons. Their safety features protect operators but unsettle civilians. Their unique selling points transform them from simple tools into strategic weapons. Their price makes them sustainable for long-term warfare. And the conclusion is clear. Modern war has entered a new era where drones are not side players, they are the main act. For Moscow, the flames in the night are not just physical, they are symbolic, showing that distance and power no longer guarantee safety. For Kyiv, each drone flight is not just an attack. It is a statement of resilience, creativity, and defiance. The war is no longer about who has the biggest army, it is about who adapts the fastest. From Kyiv to the Kremlin, the message is written in fire across the sky. The future of war is already here.